Welcome to this video on self-care. I'm Bron, and today I'm going to share with you a few little ideas for how we can manage those dreaded icky moments when we stuff up, make a mistake, or fail miserably at something. Now, just the other day I was watching my girls play with this toy, and what surprised me was that right before my very eyes they were actually role modelling some really effective, healthy and adaptive ways of managing failing. So I'm going to show you what they did. So as you can see, it's a toy where there's different shapes and different holes. So obviously the trick is to be able to put the right shape into the right hole and pop it in the box. It's a pretty tough toy actually for 20-month-olds, and typically this is what has been happening. They get a shape, they're very excited, they're like, yay, I've got a shape, and then they proceed to try to get it into a hole. Typically not the right one, because as you can see there's like many different options. So what they might do is they'll go into a hole and then they'll get a bit frustrated, like, and they'll try to shove it in a little bit further. And so they're kind of failing, right, in that moment. They're not getting it right. And so what typically happens is one of three things. They either look at the piece a bit miserably and chuck it away and go, yay, on to the next thing. Or they keep trying and then, they get it in and they're like, yay, I succeeded. And then they move on to the next one. The third thing that they might do is they try again, they don't get it, they look at it, they go, in there, yay. What can we learn from observing my kids? And one of them is right here with me now, video recording. Say hi, Willow. Well, the first lesson I think is that there's not just one right way, there's many ways. And in fact, failing may open the possibility of discovering a new way. What we learn from what the kids have been doing is what their reaction was post-failing. Once they kind of just solved it by throwing the piece away or putting it in the box in another way, they were like, yay, I've done something, and then they've moved on. And this is a technique that I've learned called happy failure. I first learned this technique when I started doing some improvisation classes, and in improvisation you are constantly faced with challenging yourself to be put on the spot. So inevitably you're going to stuff up, you're going to say something stupid, or you're just going to be deer in the headlights and have nothing to say at all moments of feeling like you've failed at something. And so the technique that the teachers taught us was called happy failure. In those moments, the skill was to just throw your hands up in the air, acknowledge you've stuffed up, like happy failure, stuffed up, and just to then move on, just to kind of brush it off and get on with giving it a go again. And this skill is particularly important because over time in our adult life, mistakes and failures get paired with feeling miserable, with feeling like we've failed ourselves. And so we really have to kind of deliberately over time begin to unpair making a mistake from feeling miserable. And so this kind of exaggerated response of, yay, happy failure, I failed, is a little bit exaggerated, but it's exaggerated on purpose to try to really disrupt and counter that really strong bond that making a mistake and feeling miserable has probably developed over the course of a lifetime. So the third thing that we can learn from observing the girls is just being able to move on. And really this is what the second skill sets us up to do. If we can apply happy failure and try to generate a more light-hearted association with those moments of making mistakes, it is so much easier to let go, move on, and just get on to whatever the next task of the day is. Or to put us in a good position to step up to the challenge and to keep trying. I hope that's given you some inspiration for looking after yourself during those really difficult moments when we stuff up. Until next time, take care and enjoy.